What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and in today's video we are going to be breaking down the update and event notices for the Tekken 7 collaboration round 2 in the King of Fighters All-Star. Now, we did get these update notices a day earlier than we normally would, which is really nice because tomorrow we do have that King Oppa show live stream that will be happening in the morning, at least for me in my time zone. So this gives us a chance to kind of get prepared for that as well, and to get a better idea and understanding of what to expect with this collaboration. There's a lot in here. This is going to be a very, very hefty update, as all of these collaborations typically are, although this one does seem like it might be a little bit more intensive, and therefore there's a lot to discuss. So we're just going to jump right into it. I have a lot to go over with you guys, even some translations that give us a little bit of additional information from what we actually got on the global side, because as always, CM Yuri is the weakest CM of all. But anyway, before we go ahead and get into all of that more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into the news. So the first thing I want to talk about is when this is going to happen. So as you guys can see, we are going to have a maintenance scheduled for tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, you guys will want to adjust accordingly based on your time zone. There's a lot of stuff coming with this. This is a fairly long maintenance, so just be prepared. Make sure you guys get your dailies done before this maintenance, otherwise you will miss out on any progress that day that you did not finish up before. So make sure that you guys get that taken care of. That is when to expect the maintenance for all of the things that we're about to discuss. So with that being said, let's talk about what we're getting, and let's go ahead and start with the update notice. So the update notice is going to first off here have all the trailers, including a newer trailer. This one's going to be for Nina Williams Classic. So I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick here. I'm not going to go ahead and break it down the same way that I would the rest of these in this video. I just wanted to go ahead and give it at least some sort of time here on this video. So we'll go ahead and watch this. Based on what I was seeing here, and we've already taken a look at the bridal Nina, which is the EX Nina. So this Nina right here, as far as her rarity is concerned, and as far as where she's going to be ranking as far as her typing, she is going to be a normal FES character. That is very interesting. This means that you're probably going to be able to build her with dimensional invitations. I only say probably because, well, we'll get to that. There's a bit of a point that we'll need to make when we get towards some of the more detail-oriented stuff in this video. But Nina Williams Classic looks really fun. I don't really see anything that's really turning me off from the kit. In fact, I was actually a little bit more impressed by her skill set with this version than I was the bridal version, but then again, the bridal version is guaranteed better because she's an EX. But either way, this Nina looks like she is going to be pretty good. We've already seen the card art, we've already seen the animation as a result, so I don't think that there's much else there that we need to talk about. Nina will be in the game when all this stuff goes live. She will be one of the week 1 quote-unquote characters, but that's pretty much what we got there as far as that trailer. Good stuff. Now, let's talk about the characters. Now, I mentioned that Nina is a normal FES, and as you guys can see, no SS tag, no EX tag or border. She is a normal FES. Very interesting. We'll talk about it as we go through, but let's talk about what we got for the first banner for this week. So we are going to be getting the How Wrong, more modern look to him. He is going to be the EX featured on this banner, so it is not Alisa like we had theorized. Instead, Alisa is an SS unit, which for me is actually a good thing because I have quite a few SS generics laying around. However, How Wrong here, I am quite interested. This is a character I really want to see a kit on. I've been kind of getting more and more interested in what's going on, and I told you guys when we broke down the website that this was a character I was curious about. He looked really cool. I like this design for him, so I'm curious to see what we're getting here with him. But the banner is going to feature 3 characters, and as you guys can see, this is going to be them there. We already knew the typing for How Wrong. We covered that yesterday when we talked about the dev video. Link will be in the description. He is a blue attack. We've got Alisa coming in as a red defense, and then the classic Nina is going to be a purple attack type. And then of course we have the event summon character, which will be on the event banner. We already knew this. This is going to be the bridal Nina. She is a yellow defensive type. So the biggest get here as far as typing is concerned, in my opinion, is this How Wrong. He is a blue attack type. He is going to be an EX though, so yeah, here we go. So we'll hope for the best when it comes to pull rates. I am going to say right now, I am not excited as I could have been considering the pool of characters for the first round. I get the feeling at this point what's going to end up happening is the next banner is going to be Jin, and there are definitely 2 banners, we'll talk about that, but there's going to be Devil Jin, obviously, is the EX. We're going to see this Nina Classic probably play spoiler in that banner and be on both banners, and then we're going to see the Classic Howrong in there more than likely. That's probably going to be the second run banner, and that's going to be kind of what we're seeing there, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of bummed that we're not getting Devil Jin this week, and I know most people in the community, I mean, heck, just take a look at the community poll. It's pretty obvious who everybody's saving rubies for, and I think that this takes a little bit out of wind out of the sails for the week 1 of this collaboration, just based on the fact that instead of getting Devil Jin, we are getting Howrong, and even the devs realize that Devil Jin is the character everybody's most looking forward to. They mentioned that in yesterday's dev video, again, links in the description, that he was the big one everybody was going to want. So they know what they're doing here. My advice to you, try to withstand any type of temptation if Devil Jin is exactly what you want, because honestly, Devil Jin being an EX, you want to save rubies until you secure as many copies as you feel comfortable, and then you can use whatever's left over on this banner if he is the character like the majority of you seem to indicate that you're waiting on. So that's always my advice on any of these banners, is always to wait and potentially just see what kits look like first. However, I get that the hype is real and most people are going to want to summon, but that is the characters. Let's talk about cards. We are going to be getting a card banner. Now, these are going to have the usual effects that we see with these, so you'll be able to get a random effect when you pull it, whether it be the attack version of the card, the crit version, or the skill damage. So that's pretty much what you're looking at there. But as far as the finishers, it's going to be the finishers for all 3 of the banner featured characters, which we already assumed. The new card set is the Dream Match second round set. I love the art on these. These look really, really good, especially the Type 3. Of course, Tekken is notorious when it comes to its original card set, so we'll have to wait and see if this one can rival it in any way, shape, or form as far as its popularity going forward, because the Tekken set from Volume 1 is still one of the most talked about sets in the game, for better or for worse, for good or for bad, but that is going to be the card art for the banner cards. And then we are getting 2 options. We're getting Nothing But a Mission, and this is Taekwondo. So those are going to be the options featured on the banner. Down here you will see that it does go ahead and list the different effects you can get. So that's what we got as far as cards are concerned and characters, you guys. So next up here, let's talk about other cards, because you guys know me, I'm about to geek out on some card art. So we are going to get more cards. We're going to get cards in the Paul and Wonderland Rush Exchange Shop, as well as the Boss Showdown Devil Jin, and the Tekken 7 collaboration second round event summon. So we'll kind of go through this. The card set right here, which is the Typhoon of Change, has some of the greatest art I've ever seen in this game. This Joe one, this is my favorite thing. Like, this is my thing now. But I love this card art. It's so cool. I love it to death. I love these pixelated arts. They know we all love this stuff, so good on them for continuing it. This will be undoubtedly a Rush Dungeon set. Now, if we take a look here, we're going to have a bunch of different options. Each character will have their own featured option card, kind of like we saw with the Street Fighter collaboration, so this isn't anything new. One thing to point out here, this card is the Explosion Warning card. This is going to be the one that is featured in the Boss Showdown mode with Devil Jin. We confirmed that yesterday with actual in-game footage, so we know that this one is going to be available there. And then this one right here, I'm assuming, just based on what I can gather, is going to be part of the Tekken 7 collaboration second round event summon. But we'll have to wait and see on some of this stuff. Most of these, I'm sure, are going to just be on the event summon. We can already see that in an asset we're going to take a look at. I'm assuming this one probably will be there too, but we'll have to wait and see. It might be somewhere else. So other things in here, we can combine memories for potentially getting something that's actually good. So if we take a look here during the Tekken 7 collaboration second round fighter pickup summon volume 1, you can acquire a 5-star SS Alisa Bosconovitch's memory at a certain probability in the memory combination. So basically, you will have the ability, if you are combining any of your memories in the combination function, especially if you are going for something like your red memories, you will have the ability to potentially get her memory. So combine your red memories, hope you can get a generic or get a SS memory for her. That would be really cool. I've seen people get lucky on done these things in the past, so that's pretty good. So just combine your red memories and you have a small chance at getting a SS Alisa memory. So that is pretty much what we got there. Now let's talk about some other things here. This is just confirming everything that is going to be involved with the pickup summons. We've already gone through all that. We are going to be getting enhancement hammers. We're going to be getting stones as well. So this is something that is not a surprise. However, you're going to notice we are getting moon and star stones with these guys as well. So we're used to the circle, square, and hex. We're getting moon and star stones as well for these guys. This is something that is going to help them out immensely, like immensely as far as stats are concerned, especially depending on what the effects are. Time will tell. We don't know that information quite yet. So as far as where you can get them, the event codex, obviously, and then the Tekken crafting event, as well as the Tekken 7 collaboration second round event summon. So basically, the crafting event will be live where we can get the star and the moonstones. And then when it comes to the second round collaboration event summon, where you can get that bridal Nina, you will also have the ability to pick up boxes for these. This is something we've seen in the past with other event summons, so good stuff. These are also going to come along with their own enhancement hammers exclusive for the Tekken stones. This is also normal when it comes to any sort of collaboration update. Now, as far as this is concerned, you guys are going to notice something here. So the EX Change Up Additional Fighter, you are going to have the ability to change up Nina, Alisa, and Howrong. Now, keep in mind, they have SS Howrong Classic listed here, even though he technically isn't on a banner yet. But if we take a look at the scan down here, you're actually going to see the EX Howrong. And if you go through here, you're actually going to notice EX Howrong. And then I believe it's one more time up here, they actually mention the classic as well. So basically, it's kind of strange. I'm assuming that they meant EX and that the other Howrong will be added in when he goes live. As you guys can see, these are in order here, and he is not featured. So I'm assuming that that's going to be the case. So time will tell. All the Tekken characters are right here that will currently be available based on prior information we've already talked about in this video. So I'm assuming that that's just a typo and they meant EX Howrong when they put Classic Howrong. However, he will be able to change up. I'm not saying he won't. It's just going to come down to we're going to have to wait until he actually releases. This is an important distinction because a lot of people are going to sit there and probably try to theorize that he might be a free character, of which there is no confirmation of, and I would doubt. So just keep that in mind. Now, other things here, Chapter of Fights coming back. We are getting Season 14, so that's always good because we get rubies and hammers. So very welcome addition. Now, other things here, we're going to get into events, right? And we're going to be able to talk more about those in the in-game event notice, but we'll briefly go through here. We are going to get a new login. If we take a look at the login looks fine. It doesn't look like it's though anything that's going to be that crazy outside of these coins and the hammers. Other than that, we get some affinity boxes here, and then we get the special relay gift box. Now, spoilers ahead on this because this is where I have a bit of additional information that's not gone over anywhere in here. So when it comes to this special relay box, first and foremost, special relay boxes are going to be something that basically are going to be boxes within boxes. Think Russian nesting dolls, right? So basically, you'll open up the first box, it'll have a box plus an additional prize, and then that other box will have a timer on it, and you have to wait until that timer's over to open the next one, so on and so forth. Now, the last time we got a collaboration relay box like this, we actually got a change-up kit selector, which was really, really nice, and a lot of people were probably expecting that this time around. That is not the case. In fact, if you take a look, here is your translation, and keep in mind, guys, this is a rough translation. This is just using a translating software on my end. However, from what I got from the translation, as you guys can see, it is appearing as though the final prize is going to be prepping us for EX Volume 5. So before the bodies are even cold on the units for Tekken 7 Round 2, they're teasing EX Volume 5. Incredible stuff. So no change-up kit in there. Instead, like I mentioned, you guys, those are your prizes on screen there. And yeah, that is what we have to look forward to when it comes into the login bonus. Whoopee! So as far as other things in here, we have a mini game. We've already seen this. This is going to be very similar to what we've already seen, basically where your character is planted in the middle of the screen and you can punch on either side of you as various waves come at you from either side and accumulate points. So that is what we're going to be seeing with this. Pretty cool stuff overall. Not much to talk about there. Pretty self-explanatory, and we have seen in-game footage of this. Again, video from yesterday, breaking down that dev video. Check it out and you will know what we're talking about. We are getting the event summon banner. Now, the event summon banners are pretty much standard fare. Now, as far as the prize pool this time around, unfortunately, it does not appear as though we are going to have the ability to get tokens or tickets for the Tekken characters. These are going to be unified tokens here. We got skip tickets here, and then we are also going to have capsules, affinity boxes for Tekken. We have the stone boxes here, which will probably be, we'll have to wait and see. They might be mystery, they might not be. We'll have to wait and see on that, but that would be cool. And we'll get some Tekken 7 hammers, some elite enhancement hammers, and so on and so forth, the biggest things being the cards. So the option cards will be there, a little bit of RNG for you. Last time with the Street Fighter collaboration, this didn't end up being that big of a deal, so we should be okay. So really with that, the biggest thing that is a downside to me is the lack of those boxes that would give tickets like the ones we have been farming currently. Other things in here. We are going to have a challenge dungeon, the rush dungeon, the second round event codex, the dice game, etc. All this stuff we'll talk more about when we get to the separate notice, but right here we have the dice game, right? So this is going to be our dice game this time around, and if we take a look here as far as the items that are concerned on this thing, again, unfortunately, those ticket boxes are not represented. So as we can see here, we are going to have our basic board, but just with a Tekken theme to it. This little chibi Alisa is adorable, but when it comes to this stuff, we have affinity boxes, we have soul boxes, we have hammers, etc. Of course, the rubies are on here. All of this stuff is pretty standard for a collab dice game. When it comes to the completion rewards, we'll have to wait and see. The only thing confirmed here is going to be these coins for the crafting. So beyond that, that's basically what we got there. So really, you guys, or not the crafting, that's for the Nina event mission. My apologies there. But we get these little tokens here for the Nina event banner. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much what we can tell from the round rewards. We'll have to wait and see when this thing goes live what else is going to be involved there. So other things in here, we'll talk more about when we get to the actual in-game event notice, and so we can actually take a look at photos, but there is some stuff I want to talk about right now when it comes to the collaboration shop. So before we get to the next stuff, let's talk about it. When it comes to the collaboration shop, I'm gonna wait and see on prices on this, but I feel like I need to point out to you guys a couple things. First and foremost, for all you whales out there, the expert package for volume 1 is going to be 4 tokens per fighters and per cards. So a total of 8 tokens, 4 for the fighters, 4 for the cards. That is a huge nerf. I do not see the usual 8, or even heck, I think in the past they've even had 6 at one point, token packages, but 8 is usually the number, and it is not here. So that is kind of unfortunate. And even if you were to do the math with the rubies here and add all that up and divide it in, you're still missing, you're getting half the value in tokens. That is really, really unfortunate. So I'm very unhappy with that change. If this is not a typo, I do not believe it is. And unfortunately, whales are probably going to be feeling some type of way based on what we're seeing here. Now, other things in here that are worth noting, because there is quite a bit to note for once when it comes to this stuff, is we are going to have another separate shop, which is a welcome special shop. Now, there is actually a photo floating around that I can put up on screen, but what is important to note is the shop only is for new and comeback contenders. So this is not going to be something that all of us can take part in. However, what is important to note is for new players, you can get 60 times 10 tokens for the unified banner. There's never been a better time to get into the game and start an account than with that. That right there is incredible. And from what we can see from this scan, from what the translation seems to indicate, this is going to either be rubies that you can just buy this with, and this is one package. You can buy it one time, or it's free. Really interesting stuff. We're gonna wait and see on that. However, either way, 60 multis. 60 multis. Unless that's reading wrong for me, KOF All-Star Fighter Summon times 10 tokens times 60, that is a lot of fighters. And cards, 40 of them. That's a lot. So for a new player, Amazing stuff. Now, other things here for new players and returning players, you can actually pick up this package, which has a multi-token for the fighters and the cards for Tekken, and some gold. So either way, good stuff for new and returning players. As far as all of us that have been sticking it out, yeah, it's better if I just not talk about that. Move on. But anyway, that is what we got there. Other things in here, they did change one thing, and this is something I just want to kind of bring up and we'll move on. So I'm assuming that this change is just basically trying to cover them when it comes to EX characters or SS characters, but I want to point something out. They did change the verbiage with the dimensional invitations to, as you guys can see here, it's in red down here what they changed, but can be used for awakening collab fighters. Now it says can be used for awakening some collab fighters. So I'm assuming that's just to differentiate and delineate between the SS and the other non-regular Fest characters being able to use these, just so they have that covered. But it would really suck, and I'm only bringing this up because I know Netmarble is weird, if they don't let us use these on that Nina, on that classic Nina, that is just a normal Fest. My God. Anyway, I'm assuming though that that's not anything to do with that. So just figured I'd point that out. Other things in here, they do confirm you will be able to exchange for the new card set from the new Tekken card banner in the exchange shop. So that's always nice. This is something we always have where if you get duplicates, you can try and get another one that you don't have and kind of finish your set that way. It comes in clutch, trust me. So other moderate differences here, they're adding some things, but really that's about it. Other things in here, really not worth mentioning, so let's just talk about the in-game event notice. So the in-game event notice, we've already talked about some of this stuff. Now we do have a tower. Here's the tower here. So the tower this time around, I'm assuming we're going to have two towers. This is going to be the first one where we use the first banner worth of characters, and then we have the second one, which will use the second banner worth of characters. So this is going to be it here. This is stage one. We can see the rewards. There's some capsules for XP, but other than that, we can't tell anything. You are getting clear rewards for the stage in rubies, which is nice. But other than that, that's what we can tell from what we're looking at here. And we'll have to wait and see as far as any additional information when it actually drops. So other things in here, we do have a rush dungeon. This is the Paul in Wonderland rush dungeon. I do have an asset I can show you guys on screen for this. But otherwise, other than the fact that we do have that adorable card set in the exchange shop, we're gonna have to wait and see what else is represented in the exchange shop for this. Either way, collaboration exchange shops for rush dungeons are typically really good. And there is going to be another bit of information that we'll need to talk about when it comes to the rush dungeon when we get to the battle passes, because there's been a major change here and it's probably going to upset a few people, but we'll talk about it when we get there. So other things in here, login bonus we've already talked about. Other things here, we do have a special relay gift box. Now we've already confirmed what is in here. As you guys can see, these are the dates and times of when you'll be able to open each corresponding box. And down here, if we take a look, 9/28 does appear as if it is going to be when we get the, at this point, I'm assuming EX Volume 5, or right around there, because we do know that EX Volume 5 tickets are going to be what is available in there, or tokens or whatever. Who cares? It all sucks. Not happy about it. Moving on. Anyway, the mini dungeon with How Wrong we've already talked about, not much to talk about there. And then we have Boss Showdown. Now, Boss Challenge Showdown is going to be what I'm looking most forward to. We've talked about this in yesterday's video yet again, and I love the idea of this mode. So this mode, we've already confirmed that card where Choi is holding Alisa's head, that option will be part of the rewards for beating this. So basically, this is new. I'm really hoping it's good. I'm really hoping it's interesting, because honestly, you guys, this is something that we needed, and this looks really fun. So I'm excited for this. Out of everything event-wise, this is what I'm most looking forward to, and I will shamelessly say so. Now, the next thing here, the crafting event, we can see we already confirmed we are getting the Moon and Star Stones in here. We'll get some hammers, etc. This is a new badge, so on and so forth. And you see How Wrong there. Now, the classic How Wrong is here. Again, you guys, I don't think that he's going to be available in here. I think what's going to happen is you can probably get something pertaining to him, maybe the card, maybe an option, what have you. We'll wait and see, but there's not much else that we can derive from this. And honestly, we don't see a slide bar here, so this might be the only items in here that you can get also. So this might be pretty basic. It might just be these stones, this guy, and this badge, because honestly, usually there's a little slide bar there that indicates that you can go any further, and it does look like these are pretty fixed here, but they could have edited this photo however they saw fit, so we'll have to wait and see. Other things here, this is going to be where we can get the things that we need to go ahead and craft. So the Tekken badge fragments are going to come from the challenge dungeon, the rush dungeon, the mini dungeon, the Howrong little Taekwondo event that we talked about, the dream match and boss challenge showdown Devil Jin. So that is where we can get Tekken badge fragments. When it comes to Tekken tokens, you have the challenge dungeon, the event codex, the boss challenge showdown, and the shop. So that is where we get those. So that is what we've got as far as those are concerned, you guys. Other things in here, if we take a look, we are going to have the Codex. Now this does confirm that we are going to be able to obviously get these guys here. Now when it comes to this, basically the stones, these guys here, which are your little reset tokens, etc., pretty standard stuff. I'm curious what's going to be at the end here. I don't think that they go ahead and confirm that anywhere in here yet, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But another thing, so if we take a look here, the progress schedule, right? If we take a look at the progress schedule by fighter, you guys are going to notice that the start time for Devil Jin and Classic Howrong is on 8:31, right? So basically what this means by start time is when you can start getting this stuff to progress for each character by building them up. And this basically does confirm that Devil Jin and Howrong are going to be included with the second banner. So SS Howrong Classic is going to be over there with Devil Jin just hanging out. So that's pretty much what we got there, you guys. Now, of course, Devil Jin is a purple balance type as well. So that's one thing. Howrong here, as of course, is going to be an SS fighter. So interesting stuff. Pretty much confirms what we had already talked about towards the beginning of this video as far as the banner structures are concerned. And again, guys, I think that that is what we're in for next week on 8/31. So we're going to be waiting a little while for Devil Jin. So other things in here. The event summon we've already talked about. I don't think we need to go into any more detail there. However, there is going to be an event mission. The event mission is going to be where we're going to be able to get more of the tokens for this. If you guys take a look here, it does look like we'll have events that we can see, like level up a fighter 30 times, level up a fighter's affinity, limit break fighters, etc. So there's going to be quite a few ways to get these at the beginning, and then it will dry up by the end as always, and you are going to be basically sitting there going, man, do I really want to buy an in-game package so that I can build this character up even further? Trust me, plenty of you will have that thought by the end of this event, probably more than likely. So that's pretty much what we got going on there. Now the battle passes are where things get weird, so we're going to talk about this. Usually I would wait until these things release, but there's one major thing I need to point out. You are going to have a couple things you need to pay attention to. First and foremost, both battle passes now are going to unlock a new auto clear function for the Paul Rush Dungeon. So basically, we've never had this before. If we take a look here, it's going to be on both of the battle passes. So basically, we can auto clear the Rush Dungeon if we buy a battle pass, either the mini one, like the little dolphin one, or the whale one. Interesting. Now, you can see this on that Rush Dungeon asset down in the bottom corner. You can see that it's locked there where you can auto clear. We'll have to wait and see how this works out as far as feedback. I don't know. I see this as being another way to piss people off, to be honest. But then again, it's like, I usually just overnight my Rush Dungeon grinding, so I don't really worry about it too much. But either way, that's what we got there. So other things in here that we do need to talk about, I want to point something out. So the Tekken 7 collaboration, second round battle card summon ×10 token selection boxes for both the fighters and the cards. This confirms that we are getting 2 banners. So in case there was any doubt in your mind, we are getting 2 banners. The pass is going to give you the ability to get selector boxes depending on which banner you want tokens for. So keep that in mind. There will be 2 banners. Devil Jin is on the second one. RIP. Other things here, we are going to have an honor event mission. So enter through the honor event mission icon located at the bottom of the lobby, and this is basically going to be very similar to the event missions that we get as far as how you're going to progress. You're just going to go ahead and finish these missions up, and you're going to get these little guys here. So again, it'll be something that'll be really generous at the beginning, and then by the end of it, no such luck, right? So other things in here, we do have Dream Match listed. So the reason why this is important is they mentioned something down here. So we have the Hidden Fighter use one randomly assigned fighter skill, and then we have Hidden Fighter Gold randomly used skills of various fighters. So when random fighter entry is selected, 2 types of fighters might appear depending on the probability. So this is interesting. We're gonna have to wait and see who it ends up being. I know that there's plenty of people out there with some theories. We'll wait and see who it is. I'm curious. I'm very curious, but I want to keep my mouth closed because I have no idea who it'll actually end up being by the time this drops. So fingers crossed, maybe in the live stream tomorrow, we'll get a little bit of a teaser toward that. So when it comes to the dice game, not much to talk about there since we've already talked about it. That's pretty much all taken care of. Again, Chapter of Fight is coming back. And then if we take a look here, we are going to have a little event mission. So this will be up in your mission tab. This is going to be tied to the How Wrong event, and it is going to be achieve 10,000 points one time, and you'll get imprints or, I don't know why it was so hard to say, imprint or selection box times 30. So that's what you guys are getting there. So overall, you guys, that's what we're getting with this update. I'm thinking that there's things in here that are great. There's things in here that are promising, and there's things in here that are just downright sad. Honestly, there's certain things about this I'm not a big fan of, but overall, I think as an overall update, based on what we see so far, it's shaping up to still be really good. It's just that there's certain things that have changed here, and there's certain ideas and certain things that they've done that I just don't like. Like, I don't like the fact, I think that we're past the need to separate banners by a week. Like, I get it, you're trying to stagger content, you're trying to keep things fresh and keep new people coming in, but most people want Jin. And if you want as many eyes on this game as humanly possible right at the beginning, you're better off sticking with the character that everybody's excited for, and not the character that just one region and his fans are excited for. Now, I'm not knocking him. I think this character from a design standpoint looks cool, and I'm very curious, like I mentioned several times this week, to see a kit. But Devil Jin, come on. Like, that should have been Banner 1. In my opinion. But anyway, you guys, that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know yours in the comment section down below. Again, make sure that you get everything as far as your dailies done tomorrow before reset, or before maintenance rather, because maintenance is going to come before reset. But either way, you guys let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe on your way out. And until the next one, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Continue.